Welcome, friends, to the Rolla Public Library's virtual story time. My name is Mr. Derek, and today we get to read a story about all the stuff that we like. Dragons, knights, adventure, princesses, castles, you name it, it's in this book. Dragon Was Terrible. Dragon was terrible. Dragon was terrible. Naturally, all dragons are a little bit terrible. But this dragon was really terrible. He stomped on flowers. He played tricks on the guards. Uh-oh. And he even spat on cupcakes. Ew. Would you eat a cupcake that had dragon spit on it? But that's not all. He even scribbled in books. I hope they weren't library books. He threw sand. Look, he's throwing sand at the princess. And he took candy from baby unicorns. Honestly, that's bad. The king had had enough. Enough, he declared, and he made a sign. And it said, "Brave knights, whoever shall tame the terrible dragon shall be rewarded with a nice gift. Ye shall like it. Signed, His Royal Majesty, the King." And look there. Dragon was here. Knights lined up to show off their dragon taming skills in hopes that they would get the prize. But they all failed. Miserably failed. And Dragon just grew even more terrible. Hear that, he's holding one of the knights upside down. Uh-oh. He chased fuzzy yellow ducklings around the moat. He even TP'd the castle. You know what TP'd means? He got a roll of toilet paper and he wrapped it all around the castle. What do you think would happen if you TP'd your living room? I don't think your mom or dad would like that very much. Doesn't sound like a very good use of toilet paper, does it? He burned every last royal marshmallow to a blackened crisp. The villagers had had enough. Enough, they declared. There's all the villagers. The wizard and the baker. They posted this sign. "Brave people, whoever shall tame the terrible dragon shall be rewarded with a gift from the king. It shall be a nice gift, we hope anyway, and ye shall like it." And look at that. Dragon was here. Dragon was here again. I think the dragon likes to write his name all over the place, doesn't he? Ordinary blokes and lassies lined up to try their hand at taming the dragon. But they all failed, embarrassingly so. And just when you thought it wasn't possible, Dragon grew even more terrible. He popped birthday balloons. He drew funny faces on the drawbridge. Look at that. He wrote, "King is a baby." And he drew himself with the king's crown on. I don't think the king probably likes that too much, do you? I don't think the king would like that very much. He even burped in church. Honestly, that's terrible and rude. He is burping in church. Should have done that quietly, huh? But then a boy wearing a feathered cap and a look of determination had had enough. Only he didn't say enough like you thought he would. Instead, he sat down and sketched a story. There's the terrible dragon. The next day, Dragon followed a trail of marshmallows to a shady tree where the boy was reading. Well, the boy left all kinds of marshmallows because he knew the dragon would find him that way. The boy spied the dragon out of the corner of his eye and began to read out in a booming voice these words. And then the brave dragon swooped in to save the princess. This made Dragon stop in his tracks. Looks like he's thinking about something. The boy continued, but the terrible knight pulled out his wicked sword. And there's the dragon. Dragon pretended not to listen. I think Dragon's actually interested in this story. The boy continued reading. The brave dragon roared, and the fraidy cat knight trembled in his boots. Dragon pretended to walk away. A crowd began to gather, and Dragon took cover in a tree. The boy continued reading, page after page after page. He's reading his story where the dragon's being a good guy. Then all of a sudden, snap, crash. Dragon landed on the ground with a terrible thud. There he is on the ground. The crowd gasped, and the dragon roared. But the clever boy didn't flinch. He reached out a hand to the dragon and said, would you like to hear how the story ends? And just when you thought it wasn't possible, Dragon smiled, and he took a seat beneath the tree with the other children. Honestly, that's adorable. Look at that. The dragon's learning how to be nice. The king cheered. The villagers cheered. The baby unicorn and fuzzy ducklings cheered the loudest of all. At long last, the terrible dragon had been tamed. The end. Got tamed with a good story where the dragon was a good guy, huh? But wait a minute. What about the reward? Oh yes, that, the reward. The gift was a new friend, a nice dragon. Look at that. The dragon's doing good things now. He's watering the plants instead of trampling them. The end. Well, I love that story, and I love that the dragon learned how to be a hero and learned how to do good things with the help of stories. Speaking of stories, my friend Miss Cynthia, Wednesdays during the evening, has a story time here, right here in the Raleigh Public Library, that you can come join. It starts at 6, and it's on Wednesday evening. And if you can't make that one, you can see if your parents will bring you to the one on Thursday that starts at 10, and that one is with my friend Miss Tara. These are great times. We have some great storytellers here who love to create community around stories, and we always have some really cool activities too. So it's a lot of fun, and I encourage you to come to them. If you can't make it, that's okay. Feel free to watch our story times here online on Facebook or YouTube, where we do a new story time every Monday morning at 10 o'clock, and you can watch those whenever you want. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you have a great new year, and I hope you make this new year that we have a great one. Thank you so much.